Hey guys, Jason here with Roar 3 Solutions, and a customer that had an inquiry about if he was doing something wrong to break the rig. And absolutely, it's a lot of ways that you can actually, unfortunately, break the rig for the Xpresso. So right now, what we have is the Lamborghini Aventador that I've designed, and I have a whole bunch of options on it, including colors. Particularly, this individual said that he had changed the color with an octane material, and in doing so, it broke the rig. Well, I want to explain why that actually is. So what I'm going to do is create a new material. I'm not even going to do anything with it, but I have a new material here by double-clicking in the material editor. I'm going to press Alt, drag this onto the actual Lamborghini color, and now we have a new color, and now the rig is broken. Okay, so this is actually a very common thing because we're using the Xpresso editor for color specifically on the car. It will break, and I want to show you what's actually happening here. So what I have is, if I open up the Xpresso manager, you'll see all kinds of stuff here for the rig itself. But as you come into car color, you'll also notice that I have several different clear coats and color adjustment layers, per se, for the function of color. So when you come in and you want to change to a blue color, you can modify that, and you can change your clear coat and kind of go crazy with it, and you get all these different features and these different functions. And when it's all said and done, the end result is that when you want to use a different material, you're going to have to basically recreate it into the Xpresso manager. So I'm going to back out and go back to the normal color that we have here. Now watch what happens when I take this material. I'm going to again press Alt, drag it onto the Lamborghini material, drop it, and boom, undefined across the board. So those channels that were there, and I'm going to go back by hitting Control Z. So all the parameters that were there, both in the layer that I'm utilizing and the reflectance that I'm utilizing, are now gone. They've now disappeared because we've overwritten them, and by overwriting them, we've created an undefined object within the Xpresso manager. And in doing so, like I said, the rig is now broken. So the fix for this, there's one of a couple ways you can do this. So you can just make this easy. Take the undefined that is in here. You can either right click on the mouse and delete the port, or in this case, because we have all of these there, just delete all of the car color, and instantly your rig is now functional. That's all that it was. And undefined means that it's out of tolerance. It cannot compute without having everything in the nodes attached properly and having a function. So it basically locks up. That's exactly why it's doing that. So now that we understand that, well, that's great. But Jason, I want to add a color, and I want to take my octane color and I want to do the same thing. I want to be able to modify it. Okay, you can do this. What you're doing, though, is you're going to have to take your new color, drop it in place. In this case, I'm going to go ahead to color, color, color. Drag and drop the node, and granted, I don't have all of the channels that I had before, but now I can go into the rig and I can modify the color again. But what you're also doing is, if that is your octane color, you have the ability now to go ahead and modify your octane color right here in the rig still. So you're just replacing one for another, but Cinema 4D doesn't recognize, or I should say the Xpresso does not recognize, just overwriting that file without having some sort of definition to what it is that you're working on. Now, also understand that, like in this case, the clear coat is no longer functional. It doesn't provide you anything. So what if you want to get rid, let's say you don't want to do this and you want to just overwrite what you've used for your new material. you want to use the rig, and you don't want to have to worry, so it's still functional, you don't want to have to worry about having all these extra things. Well, you can remove them too. Go to user data, manage user data, and within the user data manager, you can just delete by selecting the file that you want to get rid of. Right click, remove. Right click, remove. And the rig will stop working until you go in and you've removed the undefined again. So I'm going to delete because those no longer exist, and the rig is now going to work. I hope this is helpful and educational for those of you that are either learning or want to understand more on Xpresso. This is a product that I do offer under CG Trader and roar3dsolutions.com. If you have questions for me, please feel free to email me at roar3dsolutions.com, or you can always just shoot a message right in the YouTube link right here. Thanks guys for watching, and as always, happy modeling.